YouTube, what's up? Out here today at the property. It's a gorgeous day. Sun's starting to go down a little bit, but got a little bit of work to do before that happens. It's about 100 degrees out here, but what we need to do today is try to cut this dam. It's getting a little overgrown and don't necessarily want it to stay overgrown forever. Before we get started, as always, grab you some green bug. That way you don't get ticks on you. I'll be using the same axle earbuds like I always do. Let me go down here, set this tripod up, go back, start the machine, and get to cutting. All right, quick progress updates. So as you can tell, that flail mower does a pretty good job taking down these tall weeds. And the nice thing about the flail mower compared to a brush hog or something of that nature, it chops it up into pretty fine stuff. So a brush hog, you just go around and chop it up, send it out the back. But the flails, because they go round and round and round, they keep things a little cleaner of a look. But as you can tell, this bank is pretty steep, and I'm not gonna bore you by cutting this entire thing which you're watching, but I'm gonna cut this and I'll see you in a few minutes. Alrighty, so pretty much almost done. It's just getting dark out, so I want to make sure that I wrapped up this video while you can still see me. But other than that little patch right here, we're done. So how I tend to cut this, in case somebody else is wondering how to cut a steep slope on a four-wheeler. As you can tell, I mean, that's pretty steep coming down. So what I do is I come down, turn at the bottom, go straight for a little bit, and then cut back up. And I try to separate this dam into fourths. So I'll do a fourth, 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 and fourth. Then you go down on one edge of the fourth, come back on the other, then you go down, fourth, down. So you just keep doing that, and that way when you come down to the bottom where it's somewhat flat, you can make a little path like I've made right here, and then you don't have to turn on an upslope. So what you don't want to do when you're mowing on a slope is you don't want to be going down and then you turn, and then when you get to turn back up the slope, if it's too steep, that's where you tend to roll, because all of your weight is on this outside. So when you go to roll, you can roll your machine. So that's how I cut this. The reason why I chose this machine and this machine setup, so you have the flail mower on the back. It cuts things pretty fine versus just throwing it up. See how this stuff here is pretty fine. It chops it up and mulches it up pretty good. And then with this four-wheeler, like I said, this is a Arctic Cat 700 diesel. It's a diesel machine, but the nice thing about diesel is low end torque. So what I mean by that is, if you ever drive a gas vehicle and you're towing, the torque is really around like 3,500, 4,000 RPM. So you'll feel it go, and then that's where the torque is. On diesel, you have low end torque, so you don't have to keep it as high as RPMs. And what that means is I can crawl up these hills without using a ton of gas and fuel, but also it doesn't put a ton of strain on the machine. But this four-wheeler has done great for me. It's awesome. Doesn't go super fast, but it pulls this flail mower, which weighs about 550 pounds. This four-wheeler here was developed for the military up in Canada because it's easy to maintain, it tows a lot, and it could go on small aircrafts to transport people or equipment or what have you. So I really like this. I'm gonna get this piece cut here, and then I might try to cut a little bit of that, and then I might take a quick dip in the water because it is hot. So that's the end of this episode. And just take in that view as we leave here, Got a nice sunset. This is gonna be the view from the back of the house. I mean, it is gorgeous out here. You really can't beat it. Hope you have a blessed day, blessed week. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along. And we will see you on the next episode.